Hey, yo, what's going on? What's good? What's good? TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all my platforms. What's happening? How y'all doing? Listen, I gotta tell y'all something. This crazy right here, right? I was thinking of something. You know what I was thinking of? You know what's crazy? So I put a post on my TikTok and my Instagram, Facebook. When I make one post, it go to all my platforms. I got it set up like that. So I don't be on here posting. I might post to TikTok, then put it on Instagram, then it go to Facebook, and then I might post to YouTube. That's it. The only place it can't go automatically is YouTube. I have to post it on YouTube separately. But here's something I want to let y'all know. So I posted a lot of posts when I talk about convicted felon 47, aka Donald Trump. You know what I mean? A lot of white people. A lot of white people respond. They respond like a motherfucker. You know, crazy. They respond on my shit, right? So I had somebody put a comment on one of my posts on TikTok that I started out on TikTok, talking about how, I wish I was able to do what white people do. I wish they got it made. I wish I had white privilege. That's basically the gist of the whole situation. So the white people, they put all kinds of answers on there. Yeah, I'm glad to be white. They responded to get a reaction out of me, but I really don't give a damn. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to be white. But I just said that to make a point about how ICE is not messing with white people. ICE only mess with white people who mess with ICE. ICE is going after brown people and black people. You know what I mean? That's the point I'm making. And a lot of them put stuff on there like, well, if you're not illegal and you don't do no crime, you don't have to worry about it. Okay. Y'all got to get out of y'all little bubble in Minnesota or Wyoming or wherever the hell y'all are in these little North Dakota, South Dakota. Y'all got to get out of that shit because y'all watching the wrong news. Because they attacking black people and asking them, are you a citizen? Or detaining them. You know what I mean? So, and all Hispanics, I don't care if you was born here or not, they getting stopped. You know what I mean? So, that shit is crazy. But I want to make this point because one white person put a comment on my shit. And this is what the white person said. He said, how you know how I feel? You don't know how I feel to be white. You know what I mean? You don't know what I go through or what we go through or whatever. I don't know what that meant, but I'm going to give you an example of what I mean. Dumbass. I'm going to give you an example of what I mean, all right? So, when I was 12 years old, and I'm 58 years old, when I was 12 and 13, I was a kleptomaniac. I used to steal. I had no need to. I just did it for the fucking fun of it, for the hell of it, because I could get away with it most of it. Well, I could get away with it. I never got caught really till I got like 16. But I'm saying I used to steal all the fucking time. And we had a crew. And it was like 4 of us, but sometimes mainly 3 of us went and stole, but it was 4 of us usually. And we had one white boy. I won't use no names. I'm going to just say we had one white boy, right? And at 12 years old, 13 years old, I'm 58 now. It took me until I was about 19, 20, 21 to realize why the white boy was there. He was my friend, first of all, but I didn't understand what the significance of him being in the kleptomaniac stealing crew was. I couldn't fathom it then because I was 13 years old. But I'm gonna tell you, he was smart as hell, and the leader of the crew was smart as hell. My man just brought me in because he know I ain't give a damn. I was down. You gotta be down. You gotta be going all in. We wasn't no gang or nothing. We just went to middle school together. And I was like, man, how y'all getting all these games and books and toys and shit? Shit, I want to get in. So I knew my man already from when I stayed in a certain part of Durham. I knew him already from there. So he was like, yeah, come on with us. So anyway, we used to go to the malls, to the grocery stores, everywhere. We used to steal. And this is what we did that was crazy to me. I'm gonna give you an example of white privilege from a child's perspective, but I didn't realize it or understand it till I was grown. I didn't know nothing about profiling or anything. So what happened was, and I couldn't put this to racism, but I knew they had already been doing this. So when I came in, I was like, oh shit. So it was easy because back then in 81, 82, when I was 13, 12 years old, they didn't have no cameras in the stores, in the mall, in the grocery stores. They didn't have no cameras. They usually probably have an undercover police or undercover officer or whatever. So anyway, let's say we go to the mall and hit the toy store, Toys R Us. That was the store back then. They had the G.I. Joe. They had all the little Atari games because we didn't have no PS5 and all that shit. They had Ataris and all that shit. So what we did is one of us would go in, one of the black guys would go in, and Jerry will go in along with the black guy. They'll follow the black kid. They'll never follow Jerry. They'll follow the black kid. Then another black kid will come in and say, ma'am, can you show me where this at? So she's trying to look at the two black kids. Jerry over there tearing the store to pieces. He got a bag. He done pulled the bag out of his pants and he put everything and throwing it in the bag. Bam, 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 throwing everything in the bag. While she distracted by the two black guys, another black dude to come in, get behind the counter and try to see what we can get in. Hopefully they left the game cartridge thing open. All the games behind the counter, they left that open. Then boom, he getting all the games and stuff. And that's what we did. And I was like, damn. As I think back on that, they never followed Jerry, the white guy. They never followed him. And that's an example of what I'm talking about white privilege. White people don't understand that shit. You're not going to get bothered most of the time unless you enthrall or engage yourself into the situation. You know what I mean? Like a math problem. When you get into the math problem, then you become an exponent in the problem. So the thing was crazy because them guys was fucking geniuses. And one of them got killed. You know what I mean? One dude got on drugs, and another dude went to jail, went to prison a lot. And I stopped. When I got caught stealing at like 16, as soon as I turned 16, like 3 months after I turned 16, I went to steal something and got caught. And that was it for me stealing. You know what I mean? I ain't steal no more. I said, man, I'm about to try to get my school together or whatever, do what I gotta do in life. Plus I was started DJing too, so I was like, I'm start stealing. I was stealing for the hell of it, kleptomaniac. That's like when you're stealing and you don't have no reason to steal. You don't need to steal. You just do it like as a psychological thing. So anyway, that's the story of white privilege. Like they never followed that white boy Jerry, and I didn't know how smart those guys were, but they could have been CEOs of some companies or security guys later on, because I do security now, and they could have been like professional security guys to help a lot of companies out, but they chose a life of crime and drugs. And ultimately, one of my homies, Jerry the white boy, he got killed. Excuse me, I think he was about 20, 21, he got killed. But anyway, man, that's one of the stories I had to tell people. A lot of people don't know a lot of shit about me, but yeah, we had crews. And like I hook up with different crews and we go stealing and robbing shit. But we wasn't in no gangs or nothing. We just was doing shit. But I never got caught. And let me tell y'all white people something who will look at this and say, yeah, da. I used to work for the sheriff department and I worked in jails and prisons, so I never got caught really except that one time, but I was so young, it was like a juvenile charge. So later on in life, it didn't count against me. It counted against me when I wanted to go into ROTC in college. When I went to college, they wouldn't let me in ROTC because I had that little misdemeanor. So you can't become an officer. That's one regret I had in life. I was in college. I was at Shaw University, and we had to take ROTC over at North Carolina State University, but I couldn't. They told me that I couldn't join the ROTC because I had that misdemeanor charge when I was 16. So watch what you do in life, y'all, because it'll come back to haunt you later on. Because I could have been a fucking lieutenant in the Army if it wasn't for that 16-year-old mistake I made at 16 years old. But I turned out all right. I still graduated from college and whatnot. But, yeah, I wonder how my life would have been if I would have been a lieutenant. Gone ahead and gone through the ROTC, been a lieutenant in the Army. Second lieutenant. When you come out, you know, because I had already done like 3 years, 4 years in ROTC in high school. So it shit was really easy for me. But, yeah. Anyway, y'all, I'm out. Peace.